Thinking about Hangman, the tricky part about doing Hangman is that printWord function. How to get your word to print out the underscore lines, or as the letters are guessed, to print out something like and then to print out your completed word. So you need to run this every time there's a guess. So you need to make your printWord function. Sorry, that's not very clear, but you see what I'm doing. Okay, so in Hangman, you also have two very important global variables. You have the word equals whatever the word is, and you have an array of guess letters that you're adding to every time the user makes a guess. So in order to print word, you have to build out the underscores, substituting in whether or not the user has guessed that word or that letter. So how we're going to do this is we are going to loop over our word. Let's make a new word. Let's say the word is school. And let's pretend that the user has already guessed a Z and an O. So that's what our guessed letters array looks like at this moment. So printWord has to then go through and ask for every single character or every single letter in school whether or not that letter is in guessed letters or not. So if we need to go through every single letter of something, we're going to have to write a for loop. And we're going to loop over word. Okay, so you notice we're looping over word here. Let's make our answer word, or yeah, sure, we'll call it answer. That's going to be our underscore mixed with letters that we're going to build right now. So we're iterating over every letter in Word, and there's two options really, right? Either the letter that we're on, word of I, is either in guessed letters or it's not. So let's make an if statement. Else, it's not. So if the letter is in guessed letters, in other words, the user has already guessed that letter, let's say answer plus equals word of I, right? That'll insert the correct letter. Otherwise, answer plus equals underscore. And sorry about these, they're a little bit out of whack. Let's just get rid of those. So we're ending our for loop, and then we would return, maybe we would return it, or maybe we would write it out to the page. document.getElementID, write it out to the page. Okay, this is almost complete. The one part we're missing is here though. What is our logic to decide whether or not the letter we are on is in guessed letters? And what we're going to use here is we're going to use a function or a method called index of. So we're going to ask, we're going to say guessed letters dot index of the letter that we are on. So I'm not going to write this out for you because I want you to figure it out. But index of, if the letter that we find, if guessed letters dot index of word of I. If word of I is in guessed letters, then that index of is going to return the index where it was found. However, if the letter that we're on was not found, it's going to return -1. So let's just run through. So if our word is school, the first letter is S. Guessed letters.index of S is going to not be found, and it's going to return a -1. So we have to say, hey, if this is a -1, then write out this. Same for C, same for H. When we get to O, it's going to say guessed letters.index of O is going to return an index, right? It's going to return the index of 1 because O is the first index in guessed letters. So if it returns a 1, we actually need to structure this so that it will write out the letter of the word, in this case an O, rather than a blank. So the first time through, when it's S, answer is going to be that. Sorry, you can't see that. The second time through, when it's a C, it's going to be boom, boom. Third time through, it's going to be boom, boom, boom. Fourth time through, boom, 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 O. Fifth time through, boom, 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 O, O. And then, of course, last time, don't, that. And that is what we are going to then write out to the page. So printWord gets called every single time there's a guessed letter, as long as your guessed letters array is kept up to date and your word is a word. printWord will then go through and create this underscore word for you. I'm not giving you the entire solution because this is the hard part of this exercise, and I want you to put some thought into doing it. If you're still unsure about what index of does, look it up at the W3C help site.